Election Day concluded in Jackson County on November 4th as citizens came to vote for their local representatives. 665 votes were cast out of the 2,151 eligible voters in Silva, Dillsboro, Webster, Village of Forest Hills, and Highlands. A new NC Senate Bill SB 382 has shortened the deadline for voters to cast their provisional ballots. Jackson County Board of Elections Director Amanda Allen discusses the challenges from NC Bill SB 382.
So this was a smaller election. We did still have 19 provisional ballots, and because the only early voting site was here, we were able to kind of be very hands-on, but we're starting to see how that's really going to cramp us when we have a much bigger pool of provisionals.
Political science professor at WCU, Chris Cooper, shares why running for local elections is important and what their win means for this election.
Look, it's a big deal to run for office. It's a hard thing to do. They don't get paid a lot of money. So I think our hat should be off to anyone, liberal, conservative, independent, whatever you happen to consider yourself, who's willing to take the time, run for office for bring a very little monetary gain. These people aren't doing it to get rich or, incredibly powerful. They're doing it because they think it's the right thing to do to serve their community. And so I think whether they won or lost, that's what we need in a democracy is competitive elections.
Voter turnout was the highest in an odd election. This year, almost 30% of the eligible voters in Jackson County voted compared to 23% in 2023. This trend was seen in all 88 North Carolina counties voting this year. The results will be official after November 14th on Canvass Day. Chris Cooper adds more about voter activity in North Carolina.
Voter turnout looks like it was probably up a little bit in some of North Carolina, not a ton in terms of Silva, but in other parts of the state it was. So it does seem like people were a little bit more activated this year than they have been in the past.
Follow the Western Carolina Journalist for the final results on the election and for more election stories.